Hello and welcome to our Week 1 recap, where we are going to look around the world of college football at all of the relevant happenings. We're going to see some gameplay footage from these 5 games, and then just some scores from some other games that pique our interest before we get out of here with a small preview of our Week 2 matchup against Alabama. So let's first hit the South Carolina versus North Carolina matchup. I'll take you first here with about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 2 for North Carolina. Heisman contender Drake Maye looking to make a play, can't find anything. He's drifting, he's brought down, which led to a field goal there. Then Spencer Rattler on return, 3rd and goal for South Carolina. They're looking to make a play here. He's trying to find a play. He can't, and he stopped short, and they trade field goals. And after a touchdown early on in the second, Mario Anderson finds a nice lane here, and they score a touchdown, but with a missed extra point. Next time, North Carolina's in the red zone. They're down 19-3. Maye's looking to make something happen on 1st and goal, and he finds Walker over the middle for a touchdown, and they're able to cut into this lead 19-10 at the half. We're going to take you late to the 3rd quarter now. South Carolina's pushing it, up 2, and they're able to get a run from the tight end, Joshua Simon, 29-27. And Drake Maye's here on 3rd down now before he's brought down, which leads to North Carolina having to hurry it up. We now have a 4th down with the game on the line. They're down 2. They're not in field goal range anymore. Time's ticking down, 45 seconds. Can Maye find anybody? Maye's in the pocket. Maye's looking. Maye's trying to find it. And he finds his man for 1st down yardage and more. And North Carolina is cooking with 38 seconds to go. Everybody's looking for the kicker, but Mac Brown does not trust him. He puts the ball in Maye's hand. It's a read option, and Maye finds the end zone, and they are going to stun South Carolina 33-29 in an absolute thriller in the monsoon, and North Carolina is able to get their first SEC victory of all time against South Carolina, and it's got to feel so good. Next up, we got LSU and TCU. They're facing off in the All-State Kickoff Classic at Cowboy Stadium. LSU is a team with national title aspirations, trying to get where TCU got last year as national runner-ups. Can LSU get a landmark victory in Week 1, or is TCU going to go back to their Cinderella ways to start the season? We're picking this one up late in the first quarter with TCU in the red zone and having a 3rd down. Quarterback Chandler Morris hands it off, trying to find a lane, and they're stopped. And that's going to lead to a field goal that's going to keep it 3-3. We're looking here now, a little before halftime. Morris looking for the tie, and there's Harold Perkins with the pick. He looks like he's got a lane. He could go. He's going to get stopped at the 40-yard line. LSU is able to tack on another touchdown after that before we head to the 4th quarter. LSU in the red zone, up 3, and they're able to punch it in to go up 27-17, but TCU would not go away here. 4.5 minutes left in the 4th. Chandler Morris finds his man, John Paul Richardson. TCU, LSU, going down to the wire. LSU on a 3rd and 26 has a run play that is able to get them on quite a bit of yardage, but that forces them to punt and give the ball back to TCU. It's 3rd down and 10. They really need a conversion if they want to make this comeback. And another duck of a throw for Chandler Morris, who is not able to find his man there. It brings up a 4th down for TCU with the game on the line. They got 43 seconds. They just got to get in field goal range to tie this. Morris is going 5 wide, trying to find his man. He's looking, but he finds Harold Perkins for his 2nd huge pick of the day. And this man is everywhere and putting his stamp on the college football season early. And that would be all it would take for the Bayou Bengals to seal off their 27-24 victory over TCU. Next up, we're headed to Clemson, South Carolina, where the 2-time defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs head to Clemson to take them on in their first ever SEC game. We're picking this one up at 7-0. Clemson's on a 3rd and goal and looking for more. Klubnik goes into an empty backfield. He takes the snap, trying to find a lane, and he gets stopped, and Georgia's able to keep them to a field goal here, and it'll be 10-0 Clemson in the first quarter. And it's still called Clemson here, 17-7 in the 3rd quarter. Klubnik getting stopped, but they are just pounding away at this Georgia defense, up 17-7, 2nd and long for Clemson. They're trying to threaten for another score, trying to find the running lane is Shipley, and he is stopped after a short game. This is third down for Clemson here, 3rd and 12, and they go to a screen pass that gets snuffed out, and Georgia keeps this to a 20-7 game in the 3rd quarter. We pick this up in the 4th quarter. Here's Clemson again. They're up 20-14 here, and they have a man stopped short for a 4th and 1 that's going to bring up a long field goal with 6 minutes to go that could push this to a 2-score game. And this field goal is up, and it is good. 23-14 Clemson. Georgia, one of their last opportunities here. They're trying to pound away. Their running game has been the stalwart here as their pass game has been a little rough. 2nd and 6 for Georgia. Time running out here, under 4 minutes to go. Trying to read option, and Carson Beck is thrown down, and that is just not where you're going to be going for your bread and butter here. 3rd down for Carson Beck in Georgia. They're making a change of the line. Time is ticking away here. It's under 3 minutes to go. Georgia desperately needs a score. They have got to find something. Carson Beck looking. He is hit, but he's able to find a man who is able to get out right at 4th and inches for Georgia here. And now they are having a huge 4th down, going for it all. Stop here, and it is over. Clemson will get that win. And here comes the outside. Their running back finds the outside, and that is a touchdown, Branson Robinson. And they cut this to a 23-21 game. This is a 3rd down for Clemson. Conversion here. They're going to win this ball game. Are they going to be able to do it? Here's Shipley. He comes up the middle. He's able to find a lane, and this will seal the deal. Clemson has defeated the 2-time national champion Georgia, who went unblemished all of last season. And Clemson is now 1-0 all-time in SEC games, and they have staked their claim as a national contender for this season. And you can see the despondent faces of these Georgia fans. They did not expect to be coming to Clemson, South Carolina on the losing side, and this Clemson crowd is going crazy. They better enjoy it. This SEC is a tough road, and I would not count Georgia out just yet. Now we're headed to Gainesville for the Auburn and Florida game, where Hugh Freeze is going to make his debut at Auburn against Florida. These two teams definitely disappointed last season and did not meet expectations. Which one is going to get their season off on the right foot? We're going to pick this one up late in the 1st with Auburn looking to tie the game. There's already been plenty of fireworks in this 14-7 game. Here goes the snap, and they are able to stop Peyton Thorne, the Michigan State transfer, on a read option play that did not look pretty. It stays 2nd and goal for Auburn. They're looking for a score here. Looking. He's got plenty of time trying to find his man, and he stopped at the 1-yard line. Now after the quarter break, it is 3rd and goal for Auburn. They got to try and punch this one in here. Peyton Thorne comes back looking, and he throws a ball to the crowd on 3rd and goal, which is definitely an approach there. That brought up 4th and goal that led to an Auburn field goal. We're now checking in with Auburn, where they have quarterback Holden Grenier in here on a 3rd and goal, down 7, looking to punch it in and tie this up. He's looking, and he does the Peyton Thorne special of throwing the one to the crowd, and it must just be an Auburn thing. And that really was the story of the game, as Auburn was never able to take that lead, and Florida held steady and was able to come out with a pretty commanding victory behind the arm of Graham Mertz, who had a really nice game. Despite wearing Tim Tebow's number 15 number, I think he really endeared himself to Florida's fans as they win this one, 38-20. And finally, we'll head out west for some Pac-12 football. BYU will have their first game as a Pac-12 team, where they're going to host USC and Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. We pick this one up with Caleb Williams and USC in total control. 1st and goal now in 3rd quarter. Williams looking, and he gets picked. BYU's defender hits the lane, and now he is going to the sideline, and these USC defenders are taking awful lanes. He is going all the way down the sideline. He's got one guy, he breaks him off, and he is going to make it to the end zone. It is 21-17 BYU. Same score, then it's 3rd and goal for BYU. They're looking for more, really trying to put an exclamation point and put USC in a bind here deep in the third quarter. There's going to be a run, and he is stopped and not getting in the end zone on 4th and goal, which led to a 24-17 score. Caleb Williams able to find his man, and they're able to get down to the 5-yard line. Caleb Williams really trying to have an early on Heisman moment here in Provo. It's 1st and goal from the 5 for the Heisman Trophy winner. Caleb Williams in the shotgun gets the handoff. His guy finds the end zone, and that is Austin Jones, who will get himself a nice touchdown there, and USC ties this up at 24. Now, former USC quarterback Kedon Slovis on 1st and goal in a 24-24 game. You know he really wants this one. He's going to drift back. He finds his man, and they are stopped at the 5-yard line. This is a huge possession in the red zone for BYU. Are they going to be able to find pay dirt here? They're in the full house. Slovis looking, scanning every possible option. And that throw across his body just finds dirt, which is the best case scenario there. And they're on 3rd and goal, trying to find their moment here. He's looking again. They got plenty of protection. No pass rush from USC, but it's still just a 1-yard gain for Isaac Rex on the throw that leads to a 27-24 lead for BYU. Now we're picking up with under 5 minutes to go. Caleb Williams still trying to drive his team. He finds his man Austin Jones for a 4-yard reception there that makes it 2nd and 6. Trying to find any possible way here. Got Brennan Rice in motion, and he gets the ball. He's going to find a little bit of a lane here, but still stopped on a 1-yard gain, and it's 3rd and 3 for USC. They're looking for their moment. Caleb Williams looking for a run, trying to find the outside lane, but he is stopped, and that's going to force a USC field goal that makes this a 27-27 game with Slovis now on 3rd and 10, 1.5 minutes to go. He's looking for his man. He slides. He finds, and they will be short, but they're going to be in some nice field goal range to be able to put some pressure on USC. Their field goal is up, and it is good. 30-27 BYU. Just over a minute to go, and it's 3rd down for USC, and they're going to need this drive to get them some points if they want to continue on. Williams looking deep all the way down, and it hits his receiver in the hands, but it is not completed, and it's going to bring up an all-important 4th down for the game in Provo. This place is rocking. Kedon Slovis is on the sidelines trying to cheer his team on as this game means just a little more for him. 4th and 7 for USC. They got to get 7 here. Williams in the pocket. He's looking plenty of time. He finds his man, and that's Zachariah Branch, and he has stopped 1 yard short. That is a turnover on downs, and BYU has stunned the Trojans and given them an 0-1 record in Pac-12 play. And let's give it up for the former USC quarterback Kedon Slovis. He has a trademark game, and he leads his boys in Provo to a 30-27 victory. In another SEC game that caught my interest is UCF playing spoiler at Tennessee in Knoxville, and they get their first SEC victory. And this has become a theme that there are some teams making their SEC debut that are not afraid of the old powers of the SEC. UCF was able to do this one and really held down Joe Milton, who did not have a great game as his first game as a starter this season. And UCF has established themselves as a true contender, I think, in the SEC, where they are not just going to take being the little brother here in this division. They have a lot to prove, but I think that they have started themselves off with a game that is going to be pretty monumental in their journey as an SEC team. Elsewhere in the new look SEC, Miami is able to win 31-24 over FAU. Georgia Tech gets a win, Mississippi State gets a win, and new SEC team NC State beats Ole Miss, and this has just got to be an epidemic now, as those old SEC teams have definitely gotten punched in the mouth early on in the season, as all of the new SEC teams come away with victories in Week 1. In the last game we'll take a look at is Colorado defeats Colorado State in a barn burner of a game. It looks like they start 1-0 in Deion Sanders' career at Colorado, and you didn't beat a power opponent, but you did beat an opponent that is going to give it their best shot, because this is a rivalry game and you can't take anything for granted. So give all the credit in the world to Colorado and how they were able to respond here and get the job done. It looks like Visky Smoke had a really nice game on the ground, and I think that's going to be the key to their success. They don't need Shedeur Sanders throwing the ball around too much. It looks like he had a pretty okay and maybe even not okay game with that completion percentage, but it looks like they got the job done mostly on the ground and kept it pretty balanced. So got to give it up to Colorado. If that's the way that you need to win games, that's what you got to do, especially for a team that's not going to be the most talented in the world. They're just going to have to try and stay competitive. So I think that they're going to be able to be a team in the Pac-12 that's going to be able to make their mark on the season if they just show up and do what they need to do. And if we look here on the defensive side, let's see if Travis Hunter had any kind of impact on this game. And oh, it looks like he had an interception. So Travis Hunter, former #1 player in his recruiting class, making his mark on this season early on as a Power 5 football player. So that's definitely a team we're going to keep an eye on. And now we have Florida State, Alabama, next video coming out on the channel. Keep your eyes peeled. Our first SEC game. We'll have to see if we're going to be able to look a little better than we did against Oklahoma State, but I still think it's going to be a close game. And we'll see if we're able to make the necessary adjustments. I know on the coaching front, I'm going to try and play the defense a little bit differently. I played a lot of man coverage, and we got beat underneath a ton, so I'm looking to play a little more zone on the defensive side, and hopefully the offense is a tad more explosive. I feel like we really didn't get into our groove like we wanted to on the offensive side either, so plenty of room for improvement from week 1 against Oklahoma State, but look out as that's going to be the next video on the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in for this week 1 recap, and I will see you for the next video where we are taking on Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And go Noles!